Sadhu, sadhu. Mostly nowadays, this practicing meditation is very popular, and everybody trying to do something with meditation. And mainly, most of people trying to sit straight and keep close their eyes and settle down and disconnect from all activities and just pass the time. So while you're sitting, most of people and have a communication, have a chat with their own mind mostly, collaboration. They talk to themselves. And so that communication, you have to shut down, because that is still that communication come out of the self view. So the self view create this everything around us. And the self-view is the most strongest current, take us to this samsara. And the view based with the self, I am, me, I think like this way, I think like that, I don't like this, it should be like this. So when it comes to meditation also, sometimes people, they have their own meditation, they have their own favorite. And once you close your eyes, rather than following the step by step, your sensation, mostly deeply ourselves, we get stuck with our views. So then you have to be very sharp and clear. And sometimes it's very painful to get out of our own views. Why? Because these views came through in the sansaric journey sometimes. This view keep us whole like this. This view help us to develop this passion. This view is who we are. So this view protect us mostly around us. But we don't see. Because of this view, we suffer a lot. So then you have to sometimes take radical decisions regarding yourself. If you look for salvation or the liberation or the freedom or the enlightenment, the very first thing that you have to cut down is the self-view. So holding self-view and developing self-view, feeding to self-view, harboring to self-view, you cannot get into the other side. So you are in this side of the river, you want to go to other side of the river. But if you are so attached or so love, and you keep the connection or the relationship with this everything to this side of the river, how are you going to cross the river? How are you going to go into the other side of the river? So we are suffering, we have the fear, we have many difficulties, and we looking for peace. And at the same time, we don't see this all, the epicenter or the roots come out of the self-view. So then when you come to meditation deeply inside you, don't sit with the self-view. It should be like this or it should be like that. And when you sit for meditation, while you're practicing meditation, even thinking nothing is, or even that you come to an empty mind that you don't know what it is also doesn't work. Because it creates a wonder mind inside you. So the step by step, your conscious need to guide you knowingly, moment by moment. developing the awareness or the full clear understanding or clarity. You start to see it within yourself and what is happening within your own mind. So it is kind of like seeing something. That's why in the ancient time, when you see something through your mind, there's another word called darsana. So the observing and recognizing, this is a kind of like a method called darsana sastra. So the darsana sastra means it's not like you something recognized through eye. Darsana Shastra means you recognize through your clear awareness. Through you see something through your mind. That seeing something, it is not thinking and understanding. When it comes to Darsana Shastra, you observing and recognizing. So then to recognize, sometimes there's a question come that to understand that recognition, you need thoughts. But the thing is this, in the beginning, if you don't develop this pattern, the whatever the thoughts that you have, you put it on your experience, that whatever happened in this very moment. When you don't develop the clear understanding, clear awareness, clear sati sampajanya, or the clear consciousness, what is happening, you put, it's naturally happen. You put your the thoughts, whatever you have in this moment, you put it on your experience in this very moment. So then the experience become reflection of your thoughts. But when it comes to Darsana Shastra, what is happening? You don't put any thought on the experience. You allow that experience to happen, and when that experience happen, you recognize it very clearly without thought. That recognition happens. The whatever the thoughts exist within you, whatever the wisdom in you, it helps you to recognize that and understand it. So in the Darsana Shastra, you don't go first. You don't have the self-view, it should be like this or like that. In the Darsana Shastra, in the deeply when you observe, you detach yourself, your history from the observer. And you, as observer, you become free, and with that clarity, you start to observe. And when you observe that way, you're going to recognize how things come to be as they are. So otherwise, it always bounce back. If you don't have the clear awareness, what is happening, your nature of the mind, your thoughts start to bounce back. That is where the favor comes. That is where you say, I like it. Oh, I thought exactly like that. So because you don't see, you cannot make it separate what is happening, whatever inside your mind, jump over it and it bounce back. This happening, this bounce back, this happening itself make you kind of like happy. It's make you the events happening, being. But when it come to meditation, in the deeper level, what you have to do, you have to settle down itself, allow it to arise itself, and allow to become your recognition clear without this bounce back thoughts. And so that's why it is just not disconnecting and just stay nothing. And you have to recognize the change. Because if you don't recognize the change in the deeper level, within your own experience or within your own sensation, once you come out of the meditation, again you go back to normal. Why? In the ordinary life, in this conventional life, we go with this sensual pleasure, we go with the sensation, we go with the contact. So in the deeper level, if you don't experience the change, when you come out of the meditation, again you start to develop solid consciousness. But once you get into meditation and observe deeply and recognize the change, then when you come out of the meditation, you don't have that solid awareness, or so you don't look something solid around you. You see the change around whatever happening, and that will help you to go through the situation. Why? Because when it happens, you know it's not going to be forever. It is changing. That itself not going to hold it to the moment, and that itself take you out from the tangles. You're not going to harboring to thoughts or the harboring to memory. You're not going to harboring to situations. You go through it knowingly. It is change. So that's why the wisdom what you take out of the meditation in day-to-day life, it's going to be with you and you apply it to day-to-day life. So this is what the process in the beginning, little by little, you have to practice. And remember, there is no separation from this outside world or within inside you. This everything, this the same. This separation is the only thing is, once you can recognize, when you understand deeper level how these things change moment by moment, moment by moment. Otherwise, what you see, what you hear, what you smell, what you eat, what you feel, what you understand, this everything is your life. And not only life, this everything is your world. And you will see, even you die, you come back, maybe you come back to the same things, same material things, or you come back with the same kind of pattern or the behavior with yourself. Meaning deeply, your thoughts, this and the mind and matter, the both interconnected. So that's why even you die, you come back to same place. And that's why even you die, you come back with the same kind of patterns. So it come out of the self view, because we are so attached to it and we keep feeding to it. So then yourself remember that it is just not only you. When you have the attachment in a deeper level, other things start to accumulate around you. And then there are certain things that start to disappear from you. So when you have the deeper attachment, so what is that you disappear? What is the things that you're going to miss? Awareness, clarity. Because the attachment is like a current go against the awareness. If you develop the awareness, you drop the current of the attachment. If you develop the current of the attachment, you drop the awareness. So in meditation, in deeply, slowly, you start to recognize this, and little by little, you develop the awareness. And so there's a beautiful example for that. If you start to give food for animals, and little by little these animals start to become very closer to you. And there was a story, one man, he go to his house after he work, and on the way he take a lot of vegetables and gave to these monkeys. And the monkeys, when he come far away, the monkeys start to make sound and jump and come closer to the road. So then he come closer, this all the monkeys, hundred monkeys come closer to him. No words. And then he gave the vegetables, and then once he leave the place, the monkeys once start to take the place, there is a little boy, and he start to run towards the monkeys. Then what the monkey does? It drop all the vegetables and run. So look, this young, healthy, strong man come far away with the vegetables, and this all the monkeys, hundred monkeys come closer. But this little young boy start to run towards these monkeys. They drop the vegetables and they run. Look, these two personalities. The same thing happening with the awareness. So when the boy come, because that person used to do and give the vegetables, and the monkeys know he brings something, and then it gather when it come far away. And at the same time, what is this boy does? Once this man gave the vegetables, this boy come and start to hit the monkeys and take the vegetables. So these monkeys knew when the man come, he bring the vegetable, but when this boy come, he going to beat. And they knew he need the vegetables. So rather than getting punishment, what they does, they drop the vegetables and ran away. Look, it's a real incident. The same thing happening with us also. When you have the self-view, is life going to become tight, tough, situation going to become hard. Doesn't matter with your husband, wife, children, friends and family members, even with your own work. It doesn't matter you are the boss or you are co-worker, or it doesn't matter wherever you are. It doesn't matter you are a monk or rishi or practice meditation or yogi. When the self-view becomes stronger, you are the one who going to get suffer inside you. But when you come out of the self-view, it's called darsana sastra. You start to see, using your consciousness awareness and focusing to something or mental object or something, and you start to see and understand how these things happening. Rather than holding to self-view, you start to listen. And you start to be open a little bit. And you start to observe and recognize and accept the outside knowledge. So that will release you. That releasing itself develops your awareness. So when that man bring the vegetable, it's like your self-view that gathered the monkeys. So like that, when that everything happening around you with the self-view, remember that your life going to become so tough, hard, because other things going to come around you. Other things going to come around you. And when that boy come towards the monkeys, and he drop the vegetables and start to go away. So like that, when you have the awareness, other everything start to go away. Otherwise, you cannot illuminate or you cannot completely erase anything from this world. The world going to be same like this. People going to be the same. You know, the people that you live with them, you know they're not going to change. You cannot change anybody. If the parenting, the people knows, the mother and father knows, even you gave birth to children, you cannot change them. They have their own way. So then what you can do? Develop the awareness. That awareness will balance everything, and it will give you go through the situations and understand. So rather than developing awareness, when we have the self-centered mind or the self-view, it calls Sakkaya Ditti. Sakkaya, Swakkaya, your own body with this physical, mental body have the Ditti mean the vision. So rather than having the self view, start to develop the Darsana Sastras, drop the self and start to see. Rather than with the self, looking yourself, look towards anything, dropping yourself, start to see. So that way, there is a connection going to happen deeply. That connection itself make your moment free, not the situations. Make your moment free. It make your mind free from that. And the mind, when that mind come to that freedom, out of that mind, whatever come as a bodily action, verbally action, or mental action, going to be changed. That action give an effect, that the reaction to outside world, not to accumulate any other reactions or bring any other different results. So that is how it goes, step by step, step by step. But mainly, remember, practicing meditation, it is just not sitting and closing your eyes and separation from, it is developing the awareness. So developing awareness means not by thinking yourself, you have to drop that proliferation, you have to drop that self-conversation and start to use your mind knowingly, guide your mind knowingly to observe and recognize. That recognition itself you have to accept, and that acceptance will slowly drop down your self-view. When the self-view become lower, your calmness, happiness, tranquility state going to become more stronger. So with that, I bless upon everyone. With this good practice, may all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you, may no difficulties come to you, may no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbitiyo vajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatvantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ettavata cha ammihi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe devanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhutanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe sattanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idamme punya kammang asavakkayavang hotu sabba dukkha pamunchatu. Bless you.